Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the channel. I am Nate, and this is Peach Domino Paper Crafts. So, what are we doing today? Well, today we're going to work on the Gothic Purple commission. There's two of them. And if you watched my last video, you will know that I had a bunch of 8.5 by 11 paper, and I cut the white parts off, and then I cut them down into page toppers. And these page toppers are 7 3/4 by 5 3/4, which will allow them to sit nicely on top of my 8x6 pages. Now, these are not finished signatures, they're going to be sewn and a bunch of other stuff, but let me show you. Basically, this was one I haven't even got this far. You have your 8x6 page. I'll just get that out of the way real quick. Okay, you have your 8x6 page, and you're going to take your journal topper, and you're going to put it on top, and there is enough space to give you a nice border all the way around. And if you can't see it really well with that one because it's stripy, let's do it with this one. It's not a lot of a border, but it gives you a little bit of a border, makes it look a little more, I don't know, it just makes it look a little more, in my opinion. And that's what we've done. We've cut a lot. I don't know how many, not enough to cover every page, because there are 180 pages in each one of these journals, which is a lot. So, you know. So we've got all these pages, and we're going to make things out of them. But I wanted to show you, see if I can zoom you out some. No, I can't. Well, that's alright. Those pages gave me a lot of scraps that I've kept. You always keep your scraps. I always keep my scraps. I've got all these strips, which have lovely little purple colors, different things, and I can use them for all kinds of things in this journal. I've got, and I've sorted them, by the way, by shape and size. This was not part of that page, but it is a scrap. I've got, I don't know, a few of these, a couple of these. I've got a bunch of these size. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, and I don't know what sizes these are. There's one that's a little bit longer. I don't know what sizes these are. I haven't measured. We'll do something with all of these. I've got one of these, which also was not from these pages, but was a scrap. A couple of these, which will make really nice journal card backers. Some of these will probably turn into belly bands. Same with some of these, because you know, some belly bands go this way, some go this way, and I don't know which ones are long enough to go where. I've got scraps this size, which are still not quite big enough to go across the page at all. So there'll be something, I just don't know what. Some of this size. And then I got a bunch more of these smaller ones that are just different sizes. From different papers too. These are not from these papers. These are from other papers that I printed on regular paper, regular copy paper instead of cardstock. So they're not as heavy duty, but that's okay. They'll make great pieces. So we got all those scraps and all these pieces. So what are we going to do with these? Well, like I said, they're page toppers. Some of them we're going to leave as they are, because if you leave them as they are, you can take some of these photo corners, and these ones These ones are the pre-made ones, where you can take it and you just slip your photo into the page like that, and then they're sticky on the back, so you just set them down once you've got your photo in. And these are the bought photo ones. I've got some of those in the pack that I'm going to send, because not all of this is getting stuck down, right? Only a little. So some of these are just going to remain like that so that they can put photos or what have you on it. But some of them we're going to do something with. I really don't like the way these turned out. I'm just going to be honest with you. I hate the way these turned out. So what I think I'm going to do with these is make pockets. I found this at a thrift store. I don't know how old it is. It says modern, but you know, there's no telling. I know that it does not have a barcode on it anywhere, so it might be a little older, or it might have come inside some plastic, but it is older. I also haven't seen like a website or anything on it. This is the only real information that's on it. So it might be a little earlier than that, or a little earlier than general everyday websites, right before everybody started using them and stuff. I don't think it's super old. I say that because I'm not super old. At least if you tell me I am, I'll deny it to my dying day. And I'm not. I'm only 45, but some days I feel it. And this may be my age, it may be a little older, but I still don't think that's super old. So we're going to turn this into some pocket to put on here. I did try to do a zigzag pocket out of this paper, this paper, and it didn't turn out so well. It was a little tall for my taste for that. I could cut it down, but it just super skinny, and I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like the way it turned out. So that's not gonna be what I do. I think I'm just gonna cut it, back it with something to make it a little more sturdy, and then cut it and just set it down. So let me get a scrap, because you're not going to see it in the end because it's going to be glued down, right? But you are going to see it kind of through here, so we're going to use this side, I think. And we don't need the whole thing. Okay, let me grab the cutter. I think we're going to take the numbers off, at least. We'll save those for something else. And then that didn't cut straight at all. Let's try that again. I didn't like that, but alright. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right here. Yeah, I know. Probably could have cut it all at once, but this way I get some lovely strips. I don't know. We'll do something with those lovely strips. Now let's just take this, and our page is 5 3/4, and I want it to go. I don't know if I want it to go all the way across the page, but we're gonna set it up so that it is 5 3/4, so that it can go all the way across the page. And then we'll decide from there. I will know. What do I want? Let's just put it there. So I'm going to put my finger right here, so I know that that's the line I want to cut it at. I know super exact measurement there, but I know I want to cut it on that line, so I'm just going to line that line up in my paper cutter. And then we got this that we'll use later, and we have this that we're going to use for a pocket. So, first, let me get my glue stick. Reaching around you there, sorry. Okay, and hey, that worked out perfect. It wouldn't go the other way. I'm going to get my page here. Perfect. Not that it matters. I want it to go up like this. So I'm going to glue it on this side. Glue sticks always give me fits. Do y'all have fits with glue sticks? I do. I use glue sticks for a lot of things, and I usually have at least 30 of them floating around. Because not only do I use them in my crafts, I have 2 3D printers, and I have this problem with my 3D printers sometimes where they don't want to stick. So rather than try and figure out what the problem was, I decided I was just gonna, start sticking glue to them, because that's one of the ways you can fix the problem of your prints not sticking, is to add school glue before you print. Glue stick specifically, or hairspray. I haven't tried the hairspray, but glue stick works for me, so that's what I use, and because of that I keep a lot. Although lately I haven't been able to 3D print anything. I just got my printer to where I know this isn't dry, but I just got my printer to a solid location again. It was sitting on one of these fold-up tables, which don't make the best bases for a 3D printer because they wobble a lot. Now that I've got it on a solid surface, it's still not printing because I've realized that my filament, which is what the 3D printer prints, and the plastic that it uses, it's probably 4 years old. It's probably, wet, degraded, and dirty. And it can be dried out and stuff. I don't have an oven, so I can't do it that way. But it's, for right now, for me, it's just cheaper to go buy another roll. So that's what I'm going to do. And then we'll get back to 3D printing. But, yeah. And this is going to be a little bit smaller because I did cut some off. So let's give it a little bit of a border there. I like that. I like that. So we're going to grab our glue. And I'm not putting... I told y'all this already. I'm not putting something on every single page. But I am going to do up a few. You know what? I'm going to eat this first. Let me get out villainous potion. Because I think that's going to give me the best... I keep reaching around y'all. Sorry. I think it's going to look the best. The villainous potion. Oh. I also almost forgot to put a thumb hole so you know it's a pocket. I keep these little thumb holes too. I don't know why. I'll find some use for them. Maybe I'll make a scalloped collage or something. I don't know why I keep the scraps I do, but I do. Now you see this right here? I don't like the way that looks, so we'll come back to that in a second and I'll show you how I'm going to fix it. And I'm not curling the edges. I should be. Bought new paper edge punch. Corner rounder, that's the word. The one I had isn't bad, but it's much harder to punch. And sometimes it sticks and it gives you a little frayed piece, and I don't like that. And this one, I got this one at Walmart for 10 bucks. You can get them almost anywhere for about the same price. Now, I don't like the way any of that came out, so let me turn that over. We're gonna clean it all up here. I'm just gonna put it on my paper and smooth my thing around those edges, kind of blend it out a little bit. I'm not going for perfect, and I'm not trying to do the whole thing, but just kind of blend it out a little bit and make it a little less sharp, if that makes sense. Now, well, I talked a little bit about this journal, these journals, yesterday in my State of the Channel video, but I didn't go very far into them because that wasn't the point of the video. So this commission here is not what I was expecting for a commission, but I like it. Usually when people ask for a journal, they, you know, tell you what they want for the theme and the colors and some cool ephemera to put in it, and, you know, how stuffed full they want it, that kind of thing. For this one, she wanted more of DIY kit. So I'll bind the pages together and put the cover on it and make a nice cover. And I'm putting an eyelid in it because I have an eyelid punch now. Specifically for this journal. I bought it for this journal, so you know. But I needed it, well, I needed it like we all need a hole in the head, right? But I've got it, a hole in the head. That was, okay, that I didn't mean that the way it, okay. Anyway, so I've got one. But as for the ephemera that goes in it, most of it is going to be made up, you know, inked and ready to go and cut to size and things, but not glued in, because she wanted something that they could put together as they go, put the ephemera where they wanted, and just kind of make it their own, you know. And I like that idea. Not because it's less work for me, because it's negligibly less work because I don't have to glue it in, but I still have to make it. But it gives the recipient kind of a, yes, this is yours, and yes, it's all made, but it's yours to put together as you want and make it your own, which is kind of cool. This page is giving me Wednesday vibes. I'm gonna go ahead and round these corners, because if I don't, I'll get confused. I haven't decided if I want to ink this page itself. I probably will, but probably not with the villainous potion. Not because I don't like it, because I absolutely love it. But I think I want to do something to make the purple stand out a little bit more, and I don't feel like putting more purple on it is the solution to that. My glue was not gluing. Okay, come on now. You gotta stick in you somewhere. I don't know if there's something in there keeping my glue from coming out, or if I need to water my glue down a little more. Probably the latter. So after this video, I will go work on that. But it wasn't coming out there for a second. Just gonna line it up at the bottom here. And you'll notice all these pages curl. That is because when they come out of the printer, they are curled. And there's nothing I can do about that, but I can fix the curl. It's a little crooked. It's cut a little crooked, I'm not sure which. Let's pull it up a little bit. And because I pulled it up a little bit, I'm going to put a little bit more glue all the way along this side where it just pulled up right there. Squash it back down again. What you can do is you can lay it under some heavy books, and that usually will sort most of it. Or you can kind of roll it up a bit the opposite way, which will kind of sort it out some. Or you can leave it be, and when you glue it down, it won't be like that. But this isn't enough. I need something on this pocket, and I don't have a whole bunch of ephemera for this part yet. I have a little bit. Let's pull it out, and we'll see what we've got. I did not print a whole bunch of ephemera for this kit. Well, it's not a kit, but this journal. I love that. But I don't want to do it in Villainous Potion. Let me ask you, and you can yell your answers to me. I'll hear you. Which you think would be best? Okay. We've got a little competition going on here. We have a dollar on the floor. Let me go. I'm going to reach through you again. Get my other one out. I have this one ink pad that's very juicy. Can you tell? Okay. I'm not going to do it on this yet. We're going to scoot him off to the side. We're going to use this piece of paper here. So our options for this are going to be black soot. Okay. Or seedless preserve. I'll give you a moment to think about it. Or Villainous Potion. Yeah, you're right. Villainous Potion is best. You always know best. That's why I ask y'all. So this is going to be a little awkward. Aqua tacos, as they say. Because here's what I'm going to do. We're going to do this the hard way. Because I want it to be in specific places. Wow. Alright. So we're going to take our crow and a paintbrush. I'll zoom you in. Careful. Hold on. Here we go. Well, you're not zooming very well. There you go. We're going to take our paintbrush and pick up some ink and paint it in white spots. But I'm trying not to get it all over because I don't want our raven, our crow, our bird to be purple toned when I'm done. And I know people are going to tell me, well, you can do it this way, you can do it this way. Yes, yes you can. But I don't get a good edge when I do it that way, and I always, always, always get ink all over my picture when I do it any other ways than this. You can do it however you wish. But so can everyone else. So let's don't. Offering help is nice, and I appreciate it. But I can't do it that way. I don't like doing it that way. Okay, so you don't have to watch me do the rest of this in slow motion here. I like the way that looks. It makes it look like night. I'm going to speed the rest of this up. Alright, and I will see y'all in a second. Alright, so I realized that most of the time I was doing that, I was out of frame. Sorry guys. Try to zoom you out. Hang on. I wasn't trying to be out of frame. I just did not look up at the camera. So I might cut that altogether out. So if you are hearing this or whatever, or you... Anyway, back to it. Here's our little raven here. Crow. Our bird. We have our bird. Okay. I lost the pocket for a second there. I like that. I like that. And he's not solid color on the outside, which makes it even better to me. I like that. And I think I'm gonna reach around you again and pop him up, but I'm tired of using the sticky dots. I will use some sticky dots, but mostly I'm going to use this tape. So I always use sticky dots. I'm trying to get sticky dots used, but this is a very large surface. So we are going to cut this size. Cut a few pieces here. And then after I get the bigger areas filled in, I'll use the sticky dots to get some of the smaller areas dotted up to pop up off the page. It's probably the reason that I don't like the sticky dots is because I'm not using them in conjunction with the big tape. Maybe? I'm not really sure. Put down a bunch of little sticky dots. Because I want him to be solid. I don't want him to just fall off the page or get squashed in when somebody opens it or something. And you might think, yay, the sticky dots are gone. But you'd be wrong. But it works out because I'm not feeling any more sticky dots in the drawer. Maybe the sticky dots are gone. Here's a smaller tape. I know they're not. Aww. Guys. I found more sticky dots. I'm gonna have to get more sticky dots because using them this way feels much better than using them the other way. Okay, and we're gonna get our little pokey tool. I am so sorry I'm reaching around you so much. I was not prepared. And we're just gonna peel all our sticky dots. Now, what I will say is the stuff that I do not glue in the book, I will use some sort of paper clip. Like I'll make some altered paper clips or something, and I will kind of paper clip them in place to give ideas. I also have in mind writing a letter of sorts. Something like this book was handcrafted for you. Specifically, it is unique to you. There will never be another one exactly like it. Change it up how you see fit. Here's what these are called, in case you would like to look them up and make your own. If you would like for me to send you some more, just let me know. You know, and then saying things like you do not have to use them as intended. You can tear them up at your leisure if you like. That's you know, and then maybe a definition of what a junk journal is and how people use them. You know, examples of how people use them, not, oh my god, you have to use them this way. I'm trying to make sure all the dots are uncovered, which is leaving ink all over the back side of the tape. Which is okay because it is the back side of the tape. Once it is stuck down, nobody will see the back side of the tape. Also, probably leave them a link to these videos. I will have a playlist made for them, I think. And when I'm done, I'll do a flip through. Also, if they would like ideas on how to work with it, I'll be happy to, before it's sent, make a video of ideas and then private list it maybe, or something, so that they can come look at it and see, oh hey, what about this, you know, certain things like that. I'm talking to my audience here, y'all, but I'm also talking to the woman who ordered the commission. I'm sorry, it's just weird that way. It's weird to me, but it works. I also talk to her in person, so don't worry. I'm not non-communication or anything. I do have my commissions delisted right now through the end of the year, and a little bit of January. I will no longer be taking commissions, but they will come back, I promise. But I need, I've got some things, and that's going to be an every year thing from the end of September to the end of January. Will be no commissions. So if you do want commissions from me, you have to get them February to September. And we got to put something in this pocket. I feel like it needs something. Does it need? I don't think it needs any more crows, which I have a lot of. But I'm gonna put a tag of some sort in this bucket. Let's see what we got. We'll make a tag out of one of these. This one because it kind of ties everything together, I think. So we'll take this, and I thought about using my tag punch, and I would love to say I changed my mind, but I'm gonna be real with y'all, I don't know where it is. So we're just gonna fake it. We're gonna take this, and we don't want it that long. Just gonna cut it down a little bit. And then I'm gonna cut a corner, take this corner, turn it around, slide it into place here. Everybody does this. I've never done it. I'll be honest with you, I've never done that. My corners are always messed up because I don't do that. I still think I got my corner messed up. Definitely did. How did I still get my corner messed up? I don't know, but I did. Closer. I'll put a hole in it. I'm not gonna put an eyelid on this one. Might not use this one because that wonky corner is driving me crazy. And it's not even that bad, but because of the just, I don't know, put something on it, make it look better. I don't have a lot of focal points for this. I have a bunch of Halloween focal points. They're not exactly Gothic. Let me grab my Halloween circles here and see if any of these look good with this. I say as I dig through the box and can't find the circles. Those are ovals. Pockets. Circles. Because not all of the Halloween circles are Halloween, right? some of them are just purple things. And yeah, I know, I shouldn't be doing all purple. I'm not going to be doing all purple. Like, I don't know that that stands out enough. What else we got? And some of this stuff, I'm making it now, but it may not end up in the finished product. Because in the end, I still have to talk to the requester and show them, and they can pick and choose. But anything I make that I don't end up using, I'll save and use in another project. Isn't that nice? You can always save and use in another project. You don't have to use, you know, what you've made with that single product if it doesn't work out. I don't like that one. That's too busy. Put the ovals back. They're too busy. The ovals are busy. Put them away. See, there's a bunch of half circles. Labels. Not everything, just the... Well, I said labels, but I sure didn't pick them up. I'm loving labels right now. Labels and circles. Those are my favorites right now. My desk gets really messy when I work. Does y'all's? I'm pulling this out, but I don't want to pull the whole thing out. I usually do anyway, but I don't want it to be super busy. But I don't know. I think I like that one. Tones it down a little bit. But I still feel like it's missing something. Do you? Do y'all feel like it's missing something? I don't know what. Man, I wish I could hear y'all. I'm sure you're all yelling at me exactly what you think it's missing. And I wish I could hear you because I know it's missing something. Tell me anyway. Go down in the comments and tell me what it's missing. Because just because I don't put it on right now doesn't mean that I won't put it on. We're at 42 minutes, so this might be the older than I make to words, corners. What about one of these? What do I got in here? No. I don't want it to be super dark. Like, I don't know if they want it to be super dark, but, and if they do, I'll make it super dark, but not everything needs super dark, no matter how I feel. The darkness within me, the void would be calling. And if you know what that's from, I give you a cookie. An internet cookie, not a real one, because I don't have the money to send you real cookies. I mean, we've got a focal point, so I don't really need a die cut, do I? I just feel like it needs. And I don't have anything to give it. Now that I've done that, I think I've figured out what it needs. And it's not this. It's close. Right there. Yes. Yes. Okay. That makes me feel better. I was starting to freak out a little bit. Like, what does it need? I don't know what it needs. Oh my goodness, what does it need? I've been told you have to use this one from the bottom, or you should use these from the bottom, because then you can make sure your corners get in there right. I'm not doing the top. The top can stay. Definitely be watering down the glue. I use Aleene's tacky glue. I use tacky glue. I have the same little bitty bottle that I've used forever, and I just fill it up. I go buy a new bottle, big bottle when I need. I have this bottle, which is my everyday use. But I don't like filling up that bottle from the big bottle. This is the big bottle compared to this bottle. See? So I use an in-between bottle. I have had this bottle for a little while, and I just keep this bottle, and then I just go buy the big one and fill it up that way. Come back here. But I obviously didn't put enough water in it, because if you leave it as is, it's a great glue and it does exactly what it's supposed to. But it does not come out of these decorator tips on these glue bottles. I have to water it down to make it come out of the decorator tips. Now this, I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for. This is water-based. Aleene's is water-based. Fabri-Tac is alcohol-based. If any glue says washable, let me rephrase that. This one says washable, but it's not washable the way you think it's washable. School glue, PVA glue, Aleene's glue, any water-based glue that says washable means you can wash it with soap and water and it'll come off. Alcohol-based glues, when they say washable, means you can wash them and it won't come off because they're fabric glues, and fabric tends to get washed. This fabric will get washed, I hope. But if it does, the glue will stay on it. Paper won't. The paper will run away with the glue. I should have put something down on my desk before doing this. It's okay. I'm gonna poof it out just a little bit so that it's on there, but it's also decorative here. And we're gonna let that dry a little bit until we find something to go in that top hole to make it stand out and pretty. I have lots of purple, but nothing really elegant. That's not gonna work for me. So let's dig in this one. I think these are all little scraps that I saved for collages. Oh, I have this, but it's purple on the other side. And there's no red to tie it into. So, let's leave the hole empty for now. I might come back and fill it up later. We've been at this for 49 minutes. And I am going to cut here. And here. I'm trying to style it. I think that works. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, let me shove some stuff out of the way. Cap the glues. Cap the glues. They will dry out. Don't want that. They're hard enough to move already. And things don't usually take me an hour to make, by the way. I don't know why this is taking so long for this one. Oh, this is part of it. When you're seeing this video, it won't be an hour long because I'm sped up some stuff in the middle. And I have to add more stuff. This is not enough. Let's expand our pocket a little bit. Shove the hand in there. You don't want to break it or anything, but I like for it to be able to fit this lace. Let's put a journal card in there, shall we? I don't want to use this for the back of my journal card. I don't have to either. This is going to be the front of the journal card. I know what I'm going to use for the back of my journal card. You ready? You ready for this? I have a chicken fried steak batter recipe. But I don't want to use that yet. I want to scan it in, and I don't want it to be erasable. So, I have all these old books. Some are small, and obviously too small to make a backing. There's the school entomology, but I don't want to use that one. I've used that one recently. What is this? Violins and violin makers. Which is going to be a little bit small. And then I have Palmer's Theory of Music, which has these lovely colors on it. Look at that. That might be good. We'll save that because I might use that. What is this? Our State of Missouri. I have that. What is this? Address in commemoration of the inauguration of George Washington. And no, none of these books are worth anything. I checked. They're reprints. I think I'm going to go with the music sheet. And by reprints, I mean they're not the originals. They are old, yes, and you know, $5-10 maybe. I checked. They're far less valuable than they look. They're more of a look at this cool book and see what it says or something. I don't really know. Let's get our glue sheet back out. I lost it. There it is. We're gonna lay this down. We're gonna glue this and put this on top of it. Now, first of all, this is not directional. Doesn't matter how I put it on there. You see why I go through so many glue sticks? They don't stick as well for me as they do for some people, so I would rather use too much than too little. I'm just going to burnish that down. Okay, and it's still a little wet. That's okay. It's a glue stick. It's not as problematic as it could be. If it was wet glue, it would be more necessary to make it, or let it wait. So we're going to keep these little strips. I can use them for something, not this one. I'm not going to keep that one. But bigger ones. I'm going to keep the bigger ones. Okay, got that. And if you wanted, you could stop right there. I am going to keep on going. Got some plans. Some plans. And around the corners with, I think we're going 4mm. Very subtle. And again, if you don't get it in there just right, it won't cut it. Keep it clean so it's easier to see. Which the 4mm is hard to see anyway, because there's not a whole lot of room in there. Put it in as best you can. Hope it trims. That's really subtle. I'll use it though. I like it. It's not bad. I think I'm gonna use this rose on here for kind of a focal point. Got this. Got little strips of lace, little tiny envelopes, more circles. This little scrap here could tie it into the tag. Making kind of a cluster instead of just a focal point. That could help it tie into the tag a little bit. Feel like it still needs something. Why do I always feel like it still needs something? I don't want to cover up the rose that much. I like that. I like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this out. And I am going to take my Fabri-Tac. I'm going to glue these together. Glue the Fabri-Tac down right here. I'll get it to the other side in a second. Take this down right here. Okay, got those tacked down. Put the Fabri-Tac back together. It's stringing a little bit, which is why it's being so ornery. Ornery. Take this and glue it down. Right here. Just like that. Take this. Glue it down right there. No, right there. That's right. And then this one goes across here. Promise I'm trying to stay in camera. that. Got a little glue on my desk. And then I come back in with the Fabri-Tac and glue other sides of this down. Maybe. Come on, Fabri-Tac. Give me the glue. There we go. And this side. Just like that. Glue that back together. Or screw that back together. Don't glue it back together. Yes. Now the question is, do I want it to go straight or crooked? I think straight. And I think I'll make it a pocket. So to make it a pocket, I'm just going to put a little glue on the side here. And on this side here. And to keep confusion out of the way, get there. And then right across the bottom. And put it on just like that. And inside, because it's got the rose and we have a little bit of red to tie it together, I'm going to put this mason jar right there. Put some paper on the back. Make it a quick and easy extra journaling card. That's not the piece I needed. Ooh, there's two of them. This one. And that'll be kind of a secret journaling card because it's not easily noticeable that it's an extra journaling card. Because it's not often that people put a pocket and journaling card on top of a journaling card. I wanted it mostly the lined part. Well, fully the lined part because, you know. And then to cut it out, we can't use the thing, the cutter. So we use the scissors. And just go around it. Like so. Just like you would a normal fussy cut. Because it is a fussy cut. I don't know why, but I really like the mason jar ones. I need to start putting some mason jars on my kits. I promise this is the last bit of this video. Once I get this journal card made and put in that pocket. You see why I do the mask making? Because it takes less time overall. That's okay. And then you slide it in. Because of this piece right across the back, it's harder to get in. But it looks like it's supposed to be there. So who would suspect that it's another journaling card? need something behind those to make them stand out. I need to make another journaling card, or an envelope, or just a decorative piece to put right behind it so that they stand out. But I'll do that later because I don't have the tools with me right now, the paper and stuff. So anyway, that's what we made today. I like it. I like it. Took a little extra time because of the shading on the crow here. But we've got a page topper with a pocket. And you've got this tag here with writing space on the back that's just plain white. I should do something about that. We don't like that. But I mean me. And then you've got this journaling card here with a beautiful collage, writing space on the back, and that collage is a pocket with an extra journaling card. The more you use that pocket, the less difficult it'll be to pull that in and out. But yeah, I'm gonna put some ribbon on this one and put something behind here just to kind of help it stand out a little bit. You know, just something just tall enough to put and help it stand out. And that's where we're at. And there's nothing on the back of this because it's meant to be glued into a page. If you want to keep it as like a floating page where you can paper clip it in and whatnot, and you want to put something on the back, you're welcome to. I would recommend using a glue stick or wet glue to do that. PVA glue, not Fabri-Tac. And don't use a super wet glue. Don't use a whole lot of glue or it will get even worse curling. So there we are. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got a little inspiration. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing. Check out all my links in the bio, my Facebook group, my Ko-fi. I have a TikTok and Instagram that I don't use, so they're there, but I don't really post on them very often. I do have some freebies in the Facebook group. I will also post a link to another group, another creator, Tracy from Lottie's Magic Attic. Part of her design team, and I absolutely love her stuff. I don't think any of this came from her this time. This crow might have. I'm not sure. But I do like her stuff, and I think you'll like her stuff. Go check that out. And I want to say thank you for the love and support y'all show me. Without y'all, this wouldn't be possible. I really do love and appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.